Hi, boys and girls. I wanted to take some time to read a book to you. We're reading Henry and Mudge in Mrs. Hopper's house. You read it once last week, and we're going to read it again this week and then take a test on it at the end of the week. But I have a copy of this story, Henry and Mudge and Annie's Perfect Pet, because the Henry and Mudge books are a series of books. So Mrs. Hopper's House is just one book out of a whole bunch that Cynthia Rylant wrote. So if you really like Mrs. Hopper's House, and if you listen to this story and you really like this one, this would be a good book to choose to get when you go to the library. Or on YouTube, if you just type in Henry and Mudge, there's all kinds of Henry and Mudge stories that you can listen to. So today I'm going to read Henry and Mudge and Annie's Perfect Pet. Now, if you think that you might be ready and you want to start reading chapter books, this is a good level to start with for some of you, because look, if you look at this table of contents here, you can see that Henry and Mudge is a chapter book. It has 4 chapters. Okay, so we're going to start with chapter 1. It's called Annie's Wish. Move my chair a little bit so you can see the pictures. Annie's Wish. Henry and Henry's big dog Mudge always visited Cousin Annie next door. Annie used to live far away. Henry didn't see much of her, but now she lived next door, and it was fun. So there's Annie up in her room. Henry and Annie rode bikes, played frisbee, and traded comics. And of course, they petted Mudge all the time. Annie loved Mudge. She loved his soft eyes and his warm nose and his big paws. Annie wished she had a dog. But her father was at work every day. No one would be home to take care of a dog. Henry felt sorry for Annie. He remembered how much fun it was to get a new pet. Mudge had been the cutest puppy. He was all round and rolly and very small. Henry could pick him up and kiss him. Henry sure couldn't do that now. See, this is when he was a puppy and tiny, and now he's huge. And Mudge was so short that he could walk under the collie down the street. So when he was a puppy, he was little. Not anymore. Henry wanted Annie to have her own pet. He went to his parents for help. Wonder what kind of pet Annie's going to get. Chapter 2 is called Soft and Dry. Maybe she could get a mouse, said Henry's father. Annie's afraid of mice, said Henry. Who wants a pet mouse? Ooh. What about a turtle? Said Henry's mother. Too wet for Annie, said Henry. A crab? Said his father. Too hard, said Henry. So lots of different choices. A bird, said his mother. Henry shook his head. It might fly into Annie's teacups, he said. Okay, said Henry's father. Annie needs a pet that isn't scary, isn't wet, isn't hard, doesn't fly, and tap dances. Tap dances, Henry giggled. I just threw that one in, said Henry's dad. Remember, that's a part of Mrs. Hopper's house. They think that Mudge would need to wear a tuxedo and tap dance to the Blue Danube. So Cynthia Rylant must like tap dancing. She put that in a couple of her stories. Henry's mother was thinking. I know, she said. A bunny. It's soft and dry and doesn't fly. And it doesn't have to be walked like a dog, said Henry. Yes, said Henry's father. But can it dance? No. Chapter 3 is called The Pet Store. And look at that pet store. Look at all the different kinds of animals they have. Annie looks a little confused. There's too many to choose from. Henry and Henry's parents and Henry's big dog Mudge took Annie to the pet store. When they went inside, birds were singing, puppies were barking, kittens were meowing, and mice were squeaking. Oh, so she's kind of covering her ears because it's so loud in there. But the bunnies in the corner were being quiet. Quiet and careful, just like Annie. Perfect, said Henry's mother. Annie picked up a white baby bunny. She had soft eyes, just like Mudge. She had a warm nose, just like Mudge. And she had something Mudge didn't, a little cotton tail. She's so cute, Annie said with a smile. Mudge put his warm nose up to the bunny's warm nose. The bunny sniffed, sniffed, sniffed. She seemed to like Mudge. And we've got one more page here before the next chapter. And when Mudge gave her a big, drooly kiss, she didn't even mind. Henry looked at his parents. We found Annie's perfect pet, he said, and they took the bunny home. Now we're at our last chapter. It's called Snowball. Wonder why it's called Snowball. Henry's Uncle Ed made a beautiful hutch for Annie's bunny. So it looks like that's going to be the bunny's home. It was painted with flowers and trees. It had a little china bowl for the bunny to eat from and soft bits of cotton for the bunny to sleep on. It fit Annie's room perfectly. And there's the pretty bunny home. Look how cute that is. Annie named her bunny Snowball. That's a good name for a bunny. She played with her and sang to her and took her to Henry's house for visits. The bunny liked Henry's house. She liked riding on Mudge's back. Mudge carried the bunny all around. And when he got tired, they stopped for crackers. So even the pets are friends. Annie was so happy to have a pet just right for her. I love my bunny, Annie told Henry. I know, Henry said. She's soft and dry and doesn't fly. Suddenly, the bunny went flying through the air and landed on Mudge's back. Annie laughed. Well, maybe she does, she said. And that's Annie's perfect pet. For her, the perfect pet was a bunny. So I hope you liked this Henry and Mudge story. And if you want to check any others out, like I said, just go ahead and type Henry and Mudge into YouTube and see what other stories might pop up. So I hope you have a great week, and we'll hope to see you soon. See ya.